gorgeous Thursday early evening here in St. Pete, and inside the Dome, we're getting ready. The Rays looking to meet the Yankees for the first time. Yankees bopping to the beat of the best record in baseball. Aaron Judge getting set, and it is time for baseball as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the first of four from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with John Flaherty. I'm Michael Kay. First time these two teams have met, and there's some changes already for the Yankees, scratches from the lineup. So let's take a look at some of the pertinent facts that you need to know going in. So the Yankees have a 4.5 game lead in the American League East over the Rays, despite their great start. The Rays score 4.5 runs a game, and they allow 4 runs a game. So that's about right in the middle for Major League Baseball. We know what Judge has done. Clay Holmes has been phenomenal. Wander Franco, the superstar of the Rays, the youngster, he has struggled. And Manuel Margot, you see his OPS, and that is 8th in the American League. And by the way, Yankees signed Matt Carpenter, and he's in the lineup as the DH today. So a lot of things there, a lot of things.
A lot of things going on, Michael, but I think the focus tonight is going to be out in that field. The first time these two teams are going to compete against each other, and you have to be honest, the Rays have had the better end of this the last couple of years. And by the way, we also know these teams don't like each other very mumuch.
No, they do not. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup for this first game. Ryan Yarbrough will go for the Tampa Bay Rays, and for the Yankees, it's nasty Nestor Cortez, 3-1, 1.80. He likes playing on the road.
He loves pitching on the road, and Nestor Cortez's last outing, you would say, was probably his most disappointing, and he still was able to win that game. 3 earned runs in 5 innings, gave up a 3-run home run, but we know the fastball cutter combination is what makes him effective. Tonight, I'm looking for the cutter in on the righties. We'll see if the Rays have done their homework and have scouted and are ready for that cutter on the inner half.
So this should be fun. You see what Nestor's done on the road. 2-1, 1.64, 25 strikeouts in 22 innings, just 5 walks. Opponents hit 220 against him. So the Yankees against the Rays, as John said, they're not in love with each other. There's a little animosity there. We've seen it over the years. Well, Meredith Marakovitz has more with Aaron Boone when we return right here on Yes.
And a team that always plays them tough and is always a factor at the end of the year. And not only are they playing them for this 4-game series, but 10 out of their next 25 games will be against the Rays. I asked Aaron Boone about some of the challenges this team provides the Yankees.
You know, obviously one of the game's best teams, and now doing it year in and year out. Outstanding pitching staff, whether it's, you know, starters on down the depth of their bullpen, and a position player group that really complements one another. A lot of versatility, you know, defensive flexibility they give, right and left-handed hitters. They try and play the platoon advantages when they can. You know, some switch hitters in there. So, you know, really athletic. You know, they're a load every time you play them.
There are once again a lot of moving parts in Yankee land. Aaron Hicks was in the original lineup, but he has been scratched, so Aaron Judge will lead off. They also signed Matt Carpenter, and Manny Benuelos was added to the roster. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, Michael Kay will be joined by John Flaherty. First pitch coming your way after the break.
Brought to you in part by Investors Bank, banking in your best interest. By FanDuel Sportsbook, make every moment more. And by Cadillac. Gravitate to greatness and visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. Beautiful day all day today in the Tampa-St. Pete area. Indoors here at the Trop. The Rays have taken the field, so why don't we take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, which is brought to you by TikTok. It starts on TikTok, and it was changed about a half hour ago. Aaron Hicks originally leading off, but then a hamstring tweak, and he is out of there. Aaron Judge now leads off to play center. Anthony Rizzo at first, Gleyber Torres in second, Miguel Andujar in left, Joey Gallo's in right, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa for the shortstop, Jose Trevino will catch. The newest Yankees, Matt Carpenter, the DH will bat 8th, and batting 9th and playing third base, it's Marwin Gonzalez, and switch hitter and 2 righties on the bench for the Yankees.
Well, Aaron Boone sending out that lineup to face the lefty Ryan Yarbrough. You see his numbers on the year. 7 walks, 12 strikeouts in the 15 innings. We'll take a look at our pitcher scouting report. He got a late start, had a left groin injury, so he missed some significant time. His last 3 games so much better than his first game. He gave up 2 5 runs in 2 1/3 innings in his first game. His last 3, a 1.42 ERA, and good numbers against the Yankees in 10 games. Batting average against under 200.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense, brought to you by your Tri-State GMC dealers. Rosarena, Margot, and Brujan. Left to right in the outfield, it's Diaz, Walls, Paredes, and Ramirez third and first. You got Zunino behind the plate, catching Yarbrough. So the first of 4. The first of 10 in the next 25 that these two teams will play against each other. So they haven't played yet. The Yankees have played the Orioles 13 times, and this is the first time they'll meet the Rays. Yarbrough is ready. Judge is ready. And let's do it here at the Trop. First pitch is a strike. We're on the way. Paul Emmel is the home plate ump. Bruce Dreckman at first, Edwin Moscoso at second, and Pat Holberg is at third. One and one.
Well, we get 2 left-handers going in this game, and they both go about it pretty much the same way. A lot of cut fastballs from Yarbrough. Obviously, we know that with Nestor Cortez.
Off speed, misses outside.
Yarbrough, it's cutter change. He will throw a curveball. That's what that last pitch looked like. And a 2-seamer, a sinker. You have to be aware of that cutter in on your hands if you're a right-handed hitter.
2-1. 2-2. And the lefty deals. Popped up, right side. Paredes. The call and catch. 1 away here in the first. And that brings up Anthony Rizzo. Yankees 31-13. The Rays 26-17. Last year, the Yankees were 8-11 against Kevin Cash's team. And since the beginning of 2020, they're 12-22 against Tampa Bay. Pitch is high.
Well, you talk to some people around the Rays, and you can see how the Rays are playing defensively for Rizzo. 4 outfielders. But you talk to people around the Rays, they say they have not played very good baseball yet, and still second place in the AL East.
1-1.
They're a team that has always been built around pitching. They're pitching well this year. They're kind of hot and cold offensively, and they've been committing a lot of errors, which has cost them. Looking to tighten it up defensively.
27 errors. That's the tied for the 9th most in the big leagues. As John mentioned, 4 outfielders, 2 infielders on the right side. The 2-1, rip foul. 2-2 on Rizzo. Yankees got into their hotels very late last night after getting luggage. Probably got to bed about 5 in the morning after a night game at Yankee Stadium. Rays played here against the Marlins, so they're well rested. 2-2. Nub, third base side, but it stays foul. Now, John Flaherty's in a very good mood tonight because, you know, we're standing up for the national anthem. He looks down, and there's a fan sporting a John Flaherty Tampa Bay Rays jersey. Tampa Bay Devil Rays jersey. There he is.
There he is, Uncle Bob. Thanks for showing up tonight, buddy.
Beautiful.
I had to do a double take. I actually wore number 23 my first year. The Devil Rays were in existence, and that year went so poorly that I decided I had to change to number 6. So a big Steve Garvey fan and a Roy White fan back in the day, so I love number 6.
Wow. And 2 times 3 is 6.
Okay.
3 and 2. Gleyber Torres on deck. And the pitch. Rizzo works a walk. 1 on, 1 out. That brings up Torres. John, it's time for Keys to the Game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
Well, we've talked about it a lot. The first look that these two teams are going to get at each other in 10 of the next 25. And Arozarena for the Rays is heating up. His last 5 games, batting average over 500 with a couple of home runs. And the starters always set the tone. The Yankee starters this year, ERA of 2.94, 3rd in the major league. So we look forward to 4 quality starts from the Yankees here this weekend.
Torres takes high. So the injuries for the Yankees just keep happening. Stanton's on the IL. Donaldson on the COVID IL. Hicks scratched before the game with hamstring tightness. And then a completely reconfigured bullpen with the injuries out there. DJ LeMahieu. Still don't know if he's a player for tonight's game. He's not on the IL, but his wrist has been bothering him. So a tremendous amount of issues for the Yankees after they went through the first month and a half of the season pretty much injury-free. I talked to Aaron Boone today. Johnny said, you know what's going to happen. That's just what baseball is, and it's just an opportunity for other people to step up.
Well, that was the motto, right? Is next man up, and you look at this lineup, Miguel Andujar batting cleanup. So it tells you how devastating some of these injuries have been.
Rizzo leads off first, just underway here in St. Pete. One and 2. Yarborough really taking a long time between pitches. Very deliberate. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, got him. 2 away.
When you look at the video, you go through the scouting reports, and you know that the cut fastball is a big part of his arsenal. He's going to try to ride it underneath the hands. You see it on the Yes Super shot. Gleyber working right underneath. As a right-handed hitter, you're setting your sights on the middle half of the plate. Anything in, trying to get the bat head out. Yarborough off to a good start.
There's Andujar. Up and away, got a big hit yesterday, RBI, and stole a base. This is his chance for those that are waiting for Andujar to seize control of a spot. Well, he hasn't had many opportunities, and he hasn't played that well when he's had the opportunities. And Aaron Boone said, here it is right now. I don't know how serious the Hicks tightness in the hamstring is, but it's right there for the taking. Stanton's out, so he could get a lot of time in a row, and if he produces, well, then you can't take him out of the lineup.
It's all about timing, right, Michael? I mean, if you're swinging the bat at the right time when you get this opportunity.
Runner goes, foul away.
You got to give Andujar some credit. He's serviceable in left field. Not going to be a Gold Glover, but he's doing the job out there. And the bottom line is this man, we all know, can swing the bat. He just just hope as a player, as a hitter, the timing is right where you feel good at the plate. Take advantage of this opportunity.
The 1-2. Blocked by Zunino, keeps it in front of him, but an alert base running by Rizzo as he takes second. That'll be a wild pitch.
Well, you don't have to be fast to be a good base runner, and Rizzo is a good base runner. Reading the ball in the dirt, Zunino comes out. It is such a hard play for a catcher. First of all, block the ball, nice job, but then to be able to grip it and deliver an accurate throw is not easy. Base runners could take advantage of that probably a lot more than they think they can. Good play by Rizzo.
So now Andujar with a runner in scoring position here in the first inning. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on the change, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left. Yankees nothing. The Rays coming to bat. It starts on TikTok. Diaz at third, Franco the DH, Ramirez at first. That's the top three. Middle three are Rosarena, Margot, and Paredes. That's left field, center field, and second base. The bottom third, Zunino catches, Walls at shortstop, and Brujan is the right fielder, and he will bat ninth. You have three lefties and one switch hitter on the bench for Kevin Cash.
Lineup for the Rays going to face one of the hottest hitters in the pitchers in the major leagues, Nestor Cortes. The numbers are amazing. 3-1, 1.80 ERA. We'll take a look at our pitcher scouting report. Gave up 3 earned runs his last outing against the White Sox in 5 innings. That extends his streak of 17 consecutive games or 3 earned runs or fewer. Fastball cutter combination, we know about that, and dominant against lefties, a 100 batting average.
Diaz fouls it back. Well, they're expecting big crowds here Saturday and Sunday. Tonight, this is about an average Rays crowd, a little bit more. Memorial Day weekend obviously begins tomorrow. Might be a lot of New Yorkers that make their way down to take in this series. And the 0-2. 1-2.
Well, as deliberate as Yarborough was in the first inning, Nestor Cortes obviously has a different game plan. Work fast, throw strikes, get ahead of hitters. Not a whole lot of wasted time, wasted movement when he's out on the mound.
1-2. 2-2. John talked about the importance of the cutter for Yarborough. Well, that's been the big pitch for Nestor as well. Throws it a little bit harder than the Rays lefty. 2-2. Foul ball. Nice play. And the Yankee bullpen with some congratulations. And the 2-2. 3-2. And the pitch. He walked him. So jumped ahead early and then lost Diaz. And Diaz has been struggling just a bit. So he works a walk to start off the bottom of the first. Why don't we check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local tri-state GMC dealers, and Duhart, Judge, and Gallo. Left to right in the outfield. In the infield, Gonzalez, Canafalefa, Torres, and Rizzo. That's third to first. Trevino behind the plate, catching Nestor Cortes. Well, hasn't only been Cortes that's dealing. Yankee rotation, third best ERA in baseball, 2.93. Franco pops it up. Rizzo makes the play. And Wander continues to struggle. Now 4 for his last 44 in the last 13 games. So here's Harold Ramirez. Played last year with Cleveland, picked up by the Cubs for cash in November, then traded to the Rays in March for minor league infielder Esteban Quiroz. And a strike.
I was asking about Ramirez today during batting practice, and the comp I got, Michael, was Yandy Diaz, who's obviously walked and is standing, taking his lead off of first base. That's a type of hitter, line drive hitter, with a couple of home runs, but sprays the ball all over.
You know, the Rays make these pickups. You might not have really heard that much about the guy, but they do deep dives. And you can see the trade they made with Milwaukee, which has really paid off. J.P. Fireeisen, working out of the bullpen, hasn't given up a run. That one's looped into right field. It's a base hit in front of Gallo. Diaz will stop at second.
Well, you hear it all the time. Good hitters get jammed, and especially against a guy like Cortez, who likes to run the ball in on your hands. Ramirez just lets it travel and muscles it into right field.
So first and second, one man out. That brings up Arozarena, the reigning American League Rookie of the Year, which is odd because he dominated so much in the 2020 postseason, but he did not have the requisite at-bats to not be considered a rookie the next year, so he gets the award. He was a 20-20 guy on the nose, 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases. Now, one thing to watch out for with the Rays, they get thrown out on the bases a lot. They have 21 outs on the bases, more than any team in baseball. (2-0), 2-1.
You look at Nestor Cortez in his season, he's gotten off to such a great start. In his last outing, picked up a win against the White Sox, gave up a 3-run home run.
High drive, left field deep, and Duhar back. He's on the track, he has room, and he makes the play. Tagging is Diaz, and he'll make it the third as Ramirez stays put at first.
One of the things to watch tonight are the Rays lineup, all right-handed. And the word is out, obviously, with Nestor Cortez that he's going to cut the ball in on your hands. Will they be hunting the ball in there? Like Arozarena just got in on him just a little bit. Brings up another hot hitter for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Manuel Margot is on the injured list, right hamstring strain, down for the minimum 10 days. He returned Wednesday from the IL. And he has a 12-game hitting streak. And a strike. And another thing that Margot does well is he hits lefties. 9 for 23, that's .391 against southpaws. So first and third, 2 men out, bottom of the first inning. Missed outside. Ripped to left field, and Duhar coming on, dives and makes the play. Do or die right there. He saved a couple of runs as he dives forward and snares it to take a base hit and a run away from the Rays. Go to the second.
Michael, just seems like the hits keep coming for this Yankees team over the last week.
It really is startling, and significant people as well. And but they've actually done well in the past couple of years with Aaron Boone as the manager, with the next man up philosophy. And nobody's going to feel sorry for him. Nobody's going to throw a pity party for the Yanks. Here's Joey Gallo. 4 outfielders for Gallo.
Well, let's take a look back on the yes super shot. Miguel Andujar laying out full extension. Mentioned not going to win a Gold Glove out there, but he has handled himself well.
There's a strike.
Tropicana Field, obviously, with this dome and the roof, is a lot to handle for not only the outfielders, the infielders as well. You can see Andujar making a little gesture towards the roof.
Gallo, 1 for his last 21. 1 and 2. Well, it's amazing, John. You watch Yarbrough, and you look at the numbers, 85, 86, 87, and guys are late.
All about deception, right? Steps across his body a little bit, has a little 3/4 arm angle. It's one of those at-bats for Joey Gallo. Will let you know. You mentioned the numbers not great lately, but against a lefty, throws across his body. You really got to hang in there, try to drive the ball right back up the middle, maybe the other way. That's not a whole lot of Joey Gallo's game. He's swinging for the fences.
Strike 3. Yarbrough with 3 straight strikeouts.
Zunino setting up middle of the plate, and it ends up middle down, frames it, brings it right back up, gets the call strike. Another look at the delivery. Drops down a little bit, throws across his body. Going to be a tough at bat for any left-handed hitter.
And a strike. Back to 3 outfielders. Lined and caught by Paredes. 2-way. And here is the hero of Tuesday's game. Walk-off single. Gave the Yankees the victory over the Orioles. Did not play yesterday. Yankees won 2-0. Behind the rookie J.P. Sears start. Now we mentioned Carpenter with the team, and he's on deck. Yankees also moved Manny Banuelos to the 26-man roster and into the bullpen. And it's a great story. It almost seems like it's 10 years ago. He was one of the Yankees' top prospects, one of the killer bees, Banuelos, Brackman, and Betances. And to honor Betances, Banuelos is wearing number 68, which is what Dellin used to wear when he was a Yankee. Still 0-2. Trevino hitting .246. Popped up. Ramirez calls everybody off, makes the play. 1-2-3 inning for Yarbrough, retiring the Yankees order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Now, tonight's picture was submitted by Adam. He recently brought his daughter Mattingly to a Yankees game on her birthday, and they celebrated with a win. Happy birthday, Mattingly. Now, if your name's Mattingly, you have to be a Yankees fan. Not likely you're a Marlins fan. So, Mattingly, happy birthday. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Here's Isaac Paredes. Traded from the Tigers to the Rays April 5th for Austin Meadows. Kind of a surprising trade at the time. Meadows had a good year last year.
You see a trade like that, doesn't it just make you think Tampa knows something? There's something going on here.
Yeah, whenever you want to like doubt them, just go.
Yep.
They're usually right. 2-0. Now, he's always had good minor league numbers, but he lacked in power, and Tampa Bay has unlocked it by getting him to pull the ball more. Foul back. And to pull it more in the air. Foul back. Bottom of the second inning, first game of a 4-game set between these American League East rivals. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, got it right by him. 93 miles an hour, one away.
Again, it's that fastball cutter combination, and Nestor just has an ability, along with his catcher, to recognize when you need to add a little bit with the fastball, elevate, pitches up in the zone extremely well. And obviously, after right-handed hitters have seen the cutter in on the hands, they're going to be sitting on that pitch a little bit. So nice recognition there from Cortez.
There's a strike. And the 0-1. 1-1 on Zunino. Month of May, he's hitting 229. You might say, well, that's not that great. Well, he's 165 overall. Kind of startled, John. I saw a stat in the previous series that we had. The major league average for catchers is 213. It's become really a defensive priority more than offense.
Yeah, it's become framing and the metrics behind the plate, and if you have a little power like Zunino, is an excellent defensive catcher who has plenty of pop. So the batting average, I think all over the game, is kind of not viewed as important.
Two. Swing and a miss, got it. 2 away.
Setting up inside, the cutter starts on the corner, moves off the plate.
Here is Taylor Walls. Takes the first pitch and skies it to Judge in center. And Cortez has a nice easy 1-2-3 inning. We played 2 here at the Trop, Yankees and the Rays. It's nothing on yes. 6 years old, 12 big league seasons, 3-time All-Star, and from 2013 through 18, one of the better players in the game. And then he just dropped off, and he spent the last couple of years, John, trying to refine his hitting stroke.
Yeah, there's always that discussion with scouts, you know, are people just born to hit? And it just seemed like Matt Carpenter was one of those guys. You see the numbers, 21 games in the Rangers organization, AAA, respectable numbers, and he's had a great career trying to figure some things out with the bat. Stick around for a few more years.
I mean, he's essentially, John, the WB Mason guy.
Spitting image, is that what they say?
Yeah, wow. That looks like an old time, like 1890s baseball mustache. They have 4 outfielders for him. So although he hasn't played in the big leagues this year, they've scouted him. They have all the scouting reports from AAA. When asked what he is going to do here, he said, I'll do whatever they want me to do. So he had a full beard that he had to shave. He said, I will even load the luggage on the plane if they ask me to.
Carpenter has always had that approach where he just looks so relaxed at the plate, the bat hanging on the left shoulder, the upright stance. The problem with this game offensively is when you start struggling, it becomes a mental challenge, right? You lose some confidence, you try to tinker with different things in your swing, trying to get it back. Sometimes it makes it worse. So those numbers in AAA, which were good, hopefully Carpenter has found something to get himself back on track offensively.
His last true offensive season, 2018, he had 36 home runs. And then he said he fell off a cliff after that. So trying to climb back up. Tap right back to Yarbrough. 1 away. Now, Meredith, you got a chance to talk to Matt, right?
I did indeed, and it's kind of funny. He almost missed the hitters meeting. He came in at about 4:45 with his bag in street clothes, and he immediately asked, seeing all the media standing there, do you guys want to talk to me? He said, I'll just talk to you right now before I get dressed. Then Carlos Mendoza comes over and said, we have a hitters meeting. You got to get in the hitters meeting. I think he thought he was kidding at first, and he said, no, really, hitters meeting in 2 minutes. Let's go. So he went in his street clothes to the hitters meeting. He was not in the original lineup, but Michael, something tells me he's glad that he was able to sit in on that. But you spoke about how excited he is to be a Yankee and to have another opportunity in the big leagues. He spoke a lot in the clubhouse about how he worked so hard this offseason, retooling his swing, and even though he was only in AAA and the pitchers are different down there, he felt as though something clicked. He finally felt good at the plate again, like himself at the plate again. We'll see if it translates here to the big league level.
Now, I asked Aaron Boone today, is this a reaction to DJ LeMahieu's wrist issue? He goes, no, we were looking into this and considering it a week ago, even before DJ LeMahieu. So they like this guy for a while. They've been following him in AAA.
They have for the whole season so far. They knew he had an opt-out in his contract, and he said it all happened pretty quick as soon as that opt-out hit. And you mentioned DJ LeMahieu. He had a cortisone shot in his wrist the other day. He spoke in the clubhouse as well and said it hasn't taken effect yet. It hasn't been a full 48 hours. They usually say 24 to 48 hours until it starts to feel better if it is going to be effective. But maybe a little alarming that it hasn't set in yet. He did try to swing in the cage today, still felt some pain in his wrist. I asked Aaron Boone what the next step will be if the cortisone shot doesn't take, and he said, let's just get through today. We'll reevaluate tomorrow. But LeMahieu mentioned that he spent about 4 hours in the trainer's room today trying to get that wrist ready to go and right.
2-2 on Gonzalez. And he goes down on strikes. John, I would think that for LeMahieu, it's got to be extraordinarily frustrating because he doesn't even know how he got it. It just happened. It just
all of a
started
sudden
bothering him.
showed up one day.
Yeah.
And I'm with Meredith on the cortisone. That's usually something that's pretty immediate if you hit the right spot. So hopefully that will take effect. But I also want to go back to Meredith's conversation with Carpenter. When he said that something clicked, I think that's the biggest key for a hitter who's gone through struggles, and you make some adjustments and all of a sudden you say, oh, there it is. That's what it used to feel like. So we'll see if he can gain some momentum at the big league level.
Oh, 0-1 on Judge. 1-1. And the pitch. Grounded to third. Diaz gets Judge. And Yarbrough has retired 8 straight Yankees after the walk to Rizzo. Go to the bottom of the third. For one of the hottest promotional giveaways of the 2022 season, it's Aaron Judge bobblehead night. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive an Aaron Judge bobblehead, courtesy of T-Mobile. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today, Yankees.com/tickets. And the first pitch to Brujan is the strike as we start at the bottom of the third. The Rays dominate here. They're 15-9 at the Trop. They pitch well here as well, 2.93 ERA at home. But the key number for the Rays somewhere lies between 3 and 4, John. When they score 3 runs or fewer, they're 6-14 this year. When they score 4 runs or more, they're 20-3.
Yeah, I was told today that offensively it's been hit or miss.
Grounded to Kiner-Falefa. 1 out.
Well, Michael, you mentioned the numbers that the Rays have here playing at home. It definitely is a home field advantage to play in this building every day. I can't tell you how many opposing hitters used to come up to the plate the 5 years that I was here and say, I just can't see the ball here. There's something about this dome. I know Paul O'Neill had a tough time picking up spin here at Tropicana Field, so the Rays use that to their advantage. Play well here.
Diaz chops it foul. Now, one aspect of this place that might be playing to their disadvantage is the health of the guy on deck, Wander Franco, because his hamstrings and calves are bothering him, and he thinks it's because of the artificial turf. Now, he's the shortstop, so he's playing on the dirt here, but obviously he does get onto the artificial turf, and that's why he's DHing today.
I was told that as well, Michael, and you know, today's turf is so much different than it was back in the day. The original turf at Tropicana Field in 1998 was that regular AstroTurf, which, yes, you felt it after you played on that turf.
Is it unusual, John, that an infielder would feel it? Because again, he's on the dirt.
Well, I only relate to myself being behind the plate here for 5 years. I didn't feel like it was any different catching on the dirt in a dome or on the road anywhere. So surprising to hear that, but the Rays are trying to figure it out and get this guy going. He's in the midst of a terrible slump right now. Probably the first time in his career he's gone through something like this.
Well, he popped to first in the first, so he's 4 for 44 in his last 12 games and this one. And then the month of May, he's 17 for 79. Now, this is one of the great players in the game. Despite the fact he's just 21 years old, but he can play. He's a star. Popped up right side. Long run for Rizzo. But that's in the seats.
Michael, you hear us talk about it all the time. When you're struggling, you're usually getting pitches to hit and you're fouling them off. That pitch right there from Cortez was pretty much right down the middle of the plate, and Franco underneath it and a little bit late. Tells you maybe his timing isn't right, but the resume is very impressive. And that 11-year deal for $182 million isn't too bad either.
And you saw that he finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting, and what makes that even more impressive, he didn't get called up till June 22nd. And when he was called up, he was the #1 Major League Baseball prospect, according to Baseball America. Strike 3, he's down looking. Nestor Cortez has now retired 8 in a row, turning into a pitcher's duel here at the Trop. Prime video. Coverage starts at 6:30 with the pregame, and then the first pitch is scheduled for 7:10. Then after the final out, of course, you have to turn to yes for post-game coverage and clubhouse reaction. Well, Cortez is Cortez so far. Retired 8 in a row. Just one hit in the game. See the Audi scoreboard, nothing. The only hit, the 2-out single by Ramirez to right field, which was kind of looped into right. Rizzo leads off the fourth. 4 outfielders for the Yankee first baseman. And a strike. Rizzo, the only base runner for the Yankees, as he walked in the first, moved to second on a wild pitch, but that's where he stayed as Torres and Andujar struck out. There's a strike. Yarborough's always pitched well against the Yankees. Been in 10 games, including the postseason, and an ERA in the low 2s. 1 start he's made against them. Fly ball shallow left. And Rosarena makes the catch. No, that was Diaz, the third baseman, was playing closer to the line. So 1 down. John, how did you deal with it? It's kind of an oatmeal covered roof when you had pop-ups behind the plate.
Well, it was definitely one of those things that you knew you couldn't take your eye off of the baseball and try to figure out where you were, like in relative to the dugouts or the fencing. So just something you got used to. There could be another pop-up.
Ramirez makes the catch. So if you look where you are, you're not going to pick up the ball again.
Correct. Once you lose sight of it and try to go back and get it, it's going to be a tough chance. Whenever I see these catwalks, Michael, I know I've talked to you about it. Opening day in 1998, they were saying these catwalks won't be in play. We had engineers come in here. There's no way the balls are going to be hit up that high. The Cleveland Indians, I think, well, no, the Tigers were in town. But anyway, during batting practice, balls are flying all over the place in here.
Oh, and 1. Well, this place was built before there was a team. This was kind of like the seductive place that everybody used to get a new stadium where they were. They almost got the Giants. But that fell through. And then they got the expansion Tampa Bay Rays. Grounded, Diaz. And another 1-2-3 inning, 11 in a row retired by Yarbrough. 3 up, 3 down every inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. All right, back here at the Trop. As we mentioned, it's become a pitcher's duel between Yarbrough and Cortez. We go to the 4th. Ramirez swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul. Ramirez, Rosarena, and Margot. 3-4-5. They're cutting and slashing, John.
Yeah,
they're not working the count.
It definitely got my attention here with Ramirez because the first 2 pitches, it looks like he's hunting that cutter inside. Pay attention here if Cortez and Trevino behind the plate make a little adjustment going away. Back in.
Swing and a miss.
This location and got away with it because of the life on that fastball. The spin rate on the fastball elevated. For hitters looking for the ball inside, it ends up middle but up.
And a breaking ball strike on the outside corner to a Rosarena.
Cortez, the first couple of innings, was working behind in the count, but made some adjustments here, getting ahead in the count. the last couple of innings. Quickly ahead 0-2 to Rosarena. Work fast, change speeds, throw strikes. You don't have to have 95 to get big league hitters out if you can do those three things.
Ground ball, kind of Falefa, charges. 2-way. Well, let's check out the Genesis League leaders. Mr. Cortez is right there with the big boys. He has the 4th best ERA in the major leagues this season. Verlander leads with 1.22 and Cortez 1.69 is 4th. He's pitching like this, he is not going to be kept off the All-Star team. There's a strike. 2 more go. One and one. Hit the outside corner, 1-2. Saturday starter Garrett Cole. He does his job starkly different than Cortez, but it's not all from the same blueprint. And you see him talking with Cortez a lot when they're both just spectators, and you can see Cortez is showing him grips and things like that. 1-2. It really is. It's one of the great stories in baseball. You know, the big prospects that make it #1 in baseball America. That's great. You know, they're living up the potential. But you know, the 36-round draft picks that somehow make it and make it big. Those are wonderful stories, and it gives everybody hope. Popped up. Rizzo's there, and Cortez has retired 11 in a row as we go to the 5th. 0-0 on yes. J.D. Martinez in the last 12 games, try to get him out. 532, 7 ribbies, 14 runs scored. Bryce Harper, 458, 6 home runs, 16 ribbies, playing exclusively as a DH as his elbow continues to bark. And this is bad news. Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves, right quad strain. He's listed as day-to-day. We go to inning number 5. Joey Gallo leads it off. Struck out looking in the second. It'll be Gallo, Canafalefa, and Trevino. That's kind of a swinging bunt that he tried. I don't know if he was trying to go to the left side with it. 4 outfielders, just 3 infielders. He was trying to find a hole.
Well, the breaking ball, he sees squares early and trying maybe to slap it towards shortstop.
And Kevin Cash is probably fine with that.
Say that's great if you want to do that.
Oh, and 2.
Mentioned Yarborough had a tough first outing since he came off the IL, but his last 3 have been so much better. And only 55 pitches at this point in the 5th inning. There it was for Joey Gallo, that one mistake that everybody talks about that you're going to get during a big league at bat. Usually get one pitch you can do some damage with. It was an 0-2 breaking ball that just sat in the middle of the plate. Unfortunately for Gallo, fouled it straight back.
One and 2. Gallo now 1 hit in his last 22 at bats. fouled away. And the 30-year-old lefty deals. Swing and a miss. Gallo down on strikes. One away.
Well, we talked about it earlier with Gallo, that deceptive delivery, the arm angle that drops down, the sweeping breaking ball.
Number 12, Isaiah Paletta.
The look on the yes super shot, the spin coming out of the hand.
Here's Canafalefa. He lined out to Paredes in the second. Yankees still looking for their first hit. In fact, there's just been one hit in the game. Yankees' only base runner, one out walk in the first by Rizzo. Now, Yarbrough grew up in Lakeland, Florida. That's the spring training home of the Tigers, and he grew up a big Rays fan. Loved Scott Kazmir. And Mark Burley was a big hero of his for being a crafty lefty, less reliant on velocity. High fly ball. Margot is there, 2 down. Stream out of market regular season games live or on demand, plus MLB Big Inning and select pregame and postgame coverage. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Burley was one of the quickest workers in the game, so Yarbrough didn't pick anything up from him. He takes his sweet time out there.
Yeah, not a bit. Retired 13 in a row and deals outside to Trevino. Two and 0. Pitch number 65. It's a strike.
Well, it just shows you how the game has changed so much. A soft throwing lefty, that was 83 miles an hour, pitching up in the zone. You used to hear you have to pitch down, pitch down, pitch down. There's 80 miles an hour down in the zone for a strike. Quickly back to 2-2.
The 2-2. Ground ball to Paredes. And another 1-2-3 inning. 14 Yankees retired in a row by Yarbrough. We're halfway through.
We know he likes to cut the ball, but he can elevate when he needs to. There's a cutter on the inner half. Then he goes backdoor with the fastball. He can elevate when he wants. So Cortez, with good stuff and the ability to read swings against him, off to a good start in this one. Only 53 pitches so far.
Just one hit in the game. Harold Ramirez poked one to right field in the first inning. 2 base runners for the Rays. Leadoff walk by Diaz, then the single by Ramirez, but Cortez worked out of it thanks to a really nice play by Andujar in left field for the final out of the first. After that, smooth sailing. He's retired 11 in a row. Now make it 12 as Torres retires Paredes.
talk so much about Nestor Cortes and what he features stuff-wise, but I think the ability to read swings against him and what an opposing hitter is trying to do is one of the things that Nestor probably had to get really good at as a younger pitcher who didn't have dominant stuff. And now that his stuff has gotten a little bit better, throwing a little bit harder, and you combine that with the ability to read swings and what hitters are trying to do against you, you're going to have a lot of success.
Boy, when you're in that bullpen, you have to have such faith in the ball boy, because you're not wearing a glove. Oh, and 2 on Zunino.
See, that's a perfect example right there of Nestor Cortes and Trevino behind the plate. Zunino first pitch looking for the ball in. He rifles it foul. So they come right back with a pitch on the outer half to get ahead in the count 0-2.
Fly ball right field, 4 outfielders for the Yankees. And Gleyber Torres with the catch. 2 down.
Number 6, hit a ball.
So here's Walls. So when the Rays traded Joey Wendell to Miami, Walls kind of took over his role as a second baseman, third baseman, shortstop. Great defender. He has not hit. He's 1 for his last 28, 9 for his last 81. High fly ball. And Duhar makes the catch. Both teams playing as if they have 9 o'clock reservations at Burns. We go to the 6th. Electric Audi vehicle, your local Tri-State Audi dealer today.
Ryan Yarbrough has not given up a hit, and he has struck out 5. You can see how he's done it. Fastball, cutters, change-ups down and away to Gonzalez there, and the sweeping breaking ball into Joey Gallo. Got a good one here. Pitcher's duel here in Tampa.
Montefiore scoreboard, 0-0. 1 base runner for the Yankees, a walk, so they're getting no hit by the tall left-hander. And here's Matt Carpenter, who tapped back to Yarbrough in the 3rd inning, his first Yankee at bat. There's a strike.
We were talking about Carpenter early, and he said how he felt like he kind of fell off a cliff with his hitting for the last couple of years, and I can relate to that so well from my first year when I played here in Tampa with the expansion Devil Rays in '98. I thought that I had figured out the offensive side of it, had a couple of good years in San Diego, and I was completely lost for a full season. And I didn't get it back until the following spring training. I thought I forgot how to hit. It was so bad. And then the following spring training, it took one piece of advice from Dave Silvestri. You remember Dave Silvestri?
Yeah, sure.
Yankee shortstop, played against each other in the minor leagues a lot, and he was in camp with the Rays, and he just looked at me and said, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, Dave, I'm lost now. I have no idea. I feel like I forgot how to hit. And he's like, just get on the plate and try to pull everything. It'll just simplify your mind as opposed to trying to hit the ball the other way. My point is, you go through so many different thoughts as a hitter, and I'm sure Carpenter did, right? I'm going to try to hit the ball the other way. That's going to get me back. I'm going to try to stay up the middle. Then you want to become aggressive, and it almost ends up you just have to simplify your approach to find something that works. And thank goodness for me, the second year here in Tampa, I figured it out.
Good advice by Silvestri.
Yeah, I got to thank Dave for that, because that was my free agent year, which turned out to be worked out pretty well. But I took the mental part out of the hitting and just went up to the plate, see the ball, and try to pull everything. Get on the plate and pull.
4 outfielders for Carpenter. Well, the Yankees must think highly of Carpenter. When you give out a number like 24, that's a big league number. I mean, Tino had that. And there aren't a lot of good low numbers left with the Yankees, so that's one of the prime ones left. 6th inning, Carpenter leads off.
Carpenter old school, no batting gloves, just grab the little dirt, rub it in your hands and go get them.
And he got plucked. So he'll take first. And that's the Yankees' 2nd base runner of the night.
Dives into the plate just a little bit. That right elbow hanging out there. He'll take it.
No batting gloves, no elbow pads, nothing. Throwback. Yarbrough disgusted with himself. Now runner on first base. Here's Marwin Gonzalez, number 9 here in the Yankee order, the 3rd baseman tonight. And there's the Yankees' first hit. Margot will get the ball in. Yankees have runners on first and second. Nobody out. Top of the order coming up.
The bottom of the order getting it done. The hit pitch that hit Carpenter, and then Gonzalez, first pitch swinging aggressive, hammers it right to left center field.
Celebration in the Yankee dugout on the 3rd base side. And the WB Mason man likes it. So Kyle Snyder, Rays pitching coach, goes out and talks with Yarbrough, and some action in the Rays bullpen down the right field line.
75 pitches. Yarbrough has thrown 80 in a game this year.
Ryan Thompson heating up. Boy, Emmel, the home plate umpire, really let them have a long conference. So here's Judge. He's 0 for 2, popped to second, grounded to third. Major League's home run leader with 17. First and second, nobody out. Nothing game. First game of 4 between the Yankees and the Rays. Curveball is low. Let's have the scouting report on the home plate ump. Hitter friendly. Fewer outside strikes. He didn't umpire in 20 or 21, but this is his 21st big league season. Oh, that's right.
Well, the Yankees all set up here in the 6th inning. First and second, nobody out. For your best hitter at the plate, with a depleted lineup, this is a golden opportunity for Aaron Judge.
Two and one. So coasting along, retiring 14 in a row, and then he plunks Carpenter, and then the single to Gonzalez. First and second, nobody out. Grounded, base hit. Carpenter rounds third. He's being waved home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single for Judge. Yankees on the board. It's 1-0.
Well, I'm sure part of that conversation out on the mound was trying to keep Aaron Judge on the ground. Possibility of a double play, but Aaron Judge hits it so hard pretty much right back up the middle of the field. Yarbrough got the ground ball that he wanted. Aaron Judge picks up the base hit, RBI, and the Yankees finally get on the board here in the 6th.
So here's Rizzo, first and second, still nobody out. Yankees are on the board. They lead 1-0. Fly ball down the right field line. On the run is Brujan and makes the play in foul territory, tagging Gonzalez. He will move to third. Judge stays put at first.
Second baseman, Gleyber Torres.
And that's going to do it with Gleyber Torres coming up. They're going to call on Ryan Thompson, who is not easy to deal with for right-handed batters. Comes by way of third base. So Yarbrough pitched beautifully through 5. Some trouble here in the 6th. He leaves runners on first and third with 1 man out, 1 in. The official hot tee of the Yankees and by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Sun setting here in the Tampa-St. Pete area as Ryan Thompson comes on. This will be his 19th game. 2 out of 5 in save opportunities. He's always given the Yankees trouble. Hard throwing sidewinder. .29 years old, third big league season. Coming back from thoracic outlet syndrome, which he had in the offseason. Not an easy surgery to come back from. First and third, 1 out. And a strike. So I had a good first half last season. Shut down in late June with a shoulder injury that they couldn't really identify then. They said, oh, it's thoracic outlet syndrome. Runner goes. The throw to second, not nearly in time. The big man steals a base. Takes away the double play. Second and third, 1 man out.
Great jump by Aaron Judge. You can see he has that little shuffle step. The head first slide in there easily. You're right, Michael takes away the double play. Obviously another runner in scoring position here for Gleyber Torres. Third stolen base of the year has not been thrown out for Aaron Judge. Now the Rays have to bring the infield in.
One and two.
Well, you can see what makes Thompson so tough. He runs the ball in on the righty's hands. Has that awkward delivery, and if you're Gleyber Torres, your job here now, 2 strikes, is try to put this ball in play. Love to drive a fly ball to center field, but behind in the count 1 and 2, you're just trying to battle. Put something in play and take your chances.
Two and two.
Drops all the way down. Side armor.
Grounded foul. Popped up. Walls makes the play. Runner stay put. Big out for Thompson. Now the infield could back up with the 2 outs. There's Andujar. Big spot for him. Give Cortez some breathing room. Right now, Yankees lead 1-0. The Yankee lefty has pitched beautifully again. Andujar is 0 for 2. 4 for 15 with the Yankees this year. There's a strike. The 0-1. Line drive. It's snared by Walls on the backhand. Fires to first. And the scoop by Ramirez. It gets by him. 2 runs will score. And it's 3-0 Yankees. Beautiful play by Walls, and Ramirez could not come up with the scoop.
First of all, a hot shot by Andujar. He smokes this ball. Walls the backhand, then has a little trouble getting to his feet to make an accurate throw. A little bit low, looking for a little help from his first baseman. As it's on line in the dirt, Ramirez can't come up with it. Just out of his reach. See, Aaron Judge gets a good jump coming around third. You read the throw. Once it gets by.
So that's going to be scored a hit with 1 ribby. And then an E6 allowing the other run to score and Andujar to reach. Keeping Andujar close.
Take a look at Ramirez with that big stretch. He had plenty of time just to kind of back up a little bit, make sure you catch the baseball. Yankees will take it.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Gallo. So 3-0 Yankees here in the top of the 6th. Sky the other way. On the run, Rosarena toward the line, but it's a foul ball. There. Boy, they really like to create noise in this ballpark. Runner on first base. Andujar picked up his 2nd ribby of the year. One and 2. And the pitch. Strike three. Gallo down looking. But the Yankees came into the 6th, nothing. And they were getting no hit. But a hit by pitch of Carpenter. And then Marwin Gonzalez with a single breaks up the no-hitter. And then Judge breaks up the scoreless tie, giving the Yankees a 1-0 lead. Then a little breathing room, thanks to Andujar and Ramirez. Well, tomorrow night on Yes, watch late night Liberty basketball as New York heads west to take on Sue Bird and the Seattle Storm. Coverage starts at 10 on Yes and streaming live on the Yes app. First pitch ball to Brujan. And there's a strike, 1-1 to the number 9 hitter in the order, the right fielder for the Rays. One and two. Chopped to short. High throw, and it pulls Rizzo off the bat. Well, Brujan's speed made Kiner-Falefa hurry, and then the throw was errant, so it's an E6.
You see Kiner-Falefa, the backhand, and really comes through it in good shape, getting his direction, his momentum going towards first base. Textbook right there, and then just works underneath that throw a little bit. Rizzo trying to go up and get back on the bag, but you're right, Brujan runs too well.
And that breaks a string of 14 straight retired by Cortez. Did they get him? No, said Dreckman. He was leaning. Good move by Cortez.
Looking in the dugout to see if they want to take a look at this one. Might want to take a look at that.
Tough to overturn. They will play on. One and 0 on Diaz. Just one hit for the Tampa Bay Rays. Ramirez single to right. Diaz walked in. Now Brujan reaches on the E6. 1-1. Now Cortez's pitch count is in good shape, but with the Yankees' reconfigured bullpen, somewhat unproven in certain areas, you wonder, is Aaron Boone going to want to get more length out of his starters? During their great open to the season, John, started game 5 innings, he was pleased. He had so many arms out there that could close for so many teams. He get 12 outside of the bullpen easily. That's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I just think you're going to think about it now, right? Before you weren't going to think about it. You had it all planned out, who was available, and use one of the strengths of your club, which was your bullpen. Cortez, that pitch count in great shape, only 67.
Let's see if they can turn 2. There's one. Oh, what a scoop by Rizzo for the double play. Money scoop by the first baseman.
Well, a jam shot. Thought it was going to be tough to turn this double play. Glaber with the strong throw, but down in the dirt, and Anthony Rizzo just makes it look easy over there. Luxury for a middle infielder. Just sling it over there. Your first baseman will pick you up.
Yeah, Cortez loves it. Here's Franco. Foul back. Think about the implications of that scoop. He doesn't come up with it. There's a runner at second base with 1 out. Now base is empty. 2 outs.
Well, you think about the Rays and their first baseman not being able to come up with a scoop, cost them a couple of runs.
0-2, and Franco yells at himself on that one. And the 0-2 pitch. Chop over the mound, charging Kiner-Falefa. Fires to first. And that'll do it here in the 6th. And the star goes next to this one, this double play. 6, 4, 3, scoop. There it is, Sprinkles. Hits the road for a cross-conference clash with Minnesota United FC. Coverage starts at 8 on Yes and streaming on the Yes app. NYCFC unbeaten. Last 7 MLS games and looking to move into first place in the East with another victory. All right, we go to the 7th inning at the Trop. And Rizzo's saying, did you see that? That was a nice scoop. Kind of saved you some pitches there. How about a thank you? Yeah, okay. Ralph Garza Jr. takes over. 8th game for him. And Kiner-Falefa will lead it off for the Yanks here in the 7th inning. One and 0.
See that big sweeping breaking ball from Garza Jr. and he drops down a little bit just like Thompson. Numbers against righties, 208 batting average. Has troubles against left-handed hitters though, batting average over 400. He will face at least one lefty in this inning. Mac Carpenter hitting 3rd. Switch hitter Gonzalez batting 9th.
He has different pitch usage for righties and for lefties. Against lefties, changeup for seam and a walk to Kiner-Falefa. Against righties, sinker slider. And Johnny also has 2 deliveries, and you think that's it's almost like, you know, you hear switch hitters complain it's hard to keep both sides locked in. How do you keep 2 different deliveries locked in?
Yeah, I've never heard of a different delivery. I've heard of pitchers moving maybe where they're on the mound to the first base or third base side to create a better angle.
Yeah, he's 3/4 against lefties and he's sidearm against righties. There's a strike. Another strike. 0-2 on Trevino. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Dribbled slowly to 3rd, and that's going to be a base hit as it hits 3rd base. Yankees catch a break. It did not kick foul. Diaz let it roll, and it finally plunked the bag for a hit.
Smiles all the way around for Trevino and the entire dugout for the Yankees. As Diaz has a decision to make, wasn't going to be able to make the play, trying to see if it would roll foul, which it did not.
So here is Carpenter, who started the Yankees 3-run 6th when he was hit by a pitch. Definitely, you can see 3/4 against lefties. Well, our truck is giving us another look-alike for Carpenter. Daniel Day-Lewis, and there will be blood. 0-2.
Yeah, there's that changeup you talked about too, Michael. Get ahead in the count. 0-2.
One, two. IKF off second, Trevino off first. Pitch outside. 2-2. Well, we told you about the journey of Carpenter trying to find his swing. Ken Rosenthal had a great story in The Athletic. It really was a cross-country journey. It started with a call with Joey Votto. Then it was off to a high-tech performance lab in Baton Rouge. Then he went to Santa Clarita, California to work with hitting coaches Tim Laker and Craig Wallenbrock. And then to Oklahoma State University, where he worked with assistant coach and his longtime teammate, Matt Holliday.
Wow.
He'll travel far and wide to get your swing back.
It wasn't just one teammate saying get up on the plate and pull the ball more?
No. Grounded and grabbed there by Ramirez. They have one play, they make it at first as the runners move up.
Good swing by Carpenter, hits his ball hard. Just Ramirez lays out, makes the play, and then it was a foot race as Garza Jr. beat him to the bag.
Here's Gonzalez. He got the Yankees' first hit of the game in the 6th inning, and now Tampa Bay brings the infield in. Most of the left side of the infield's wide open. Diaz checking Kiner-Falefa back at second, so that gives him more space on the left side.
And the situational hitting at bats, runner at third, less than 2 outs. Middle of the field, get the ball in the air.
One 1-0 on Marwin. One. Popped up. That will not get it done. Paredes makes the catch, 2 away. And that's going to bring up Aaron Judge.
He had a pitch to hit the pitch before and then gets a little cutter that just gets deep enough in on his hands. You see the frustration.
First base is open here, but the batter on deck is a left-handed hitter, Anthony Rizzo. So they're going to go after Judge. Infield is back with 2 outs. And they might just be looking to make him chase. Get himself out.
Well, we've seen Aaron Judge graduate as a hitter, that he doesn't chase a whole lot these days.
That one gets past Zunino. Here comes Kiner-Falefa. He'll score. Moving to third, Trevino. It's 4-0 Yankees.
Well, the Yankees will take it. That is a gift right there. Zunino, an excellent defensive catcher behind the plate. This one just out of his reach. Connor Falefa's going to score easily.
Two and one. Trevino at third, 2 men out, 1 run in, 4-0. Yankees lead. Top of the 7th inning. Two and two. Judge has 17 home runs, and we have all of them StatCast brought to us by Google Cloud. Looks like a July 4th fireworks display. Left field, right field, center field, 17. Popped up. And that's out of the reach of both Ramirez and Zunino. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. And the pitch. 3-2.
Well, everything from Garza Jr. has been out over the plate, away from Aaron Judge.
And he lays off that pitch. Checks the swing, and Judge works a walk. Watch the StatCast. Judge stops and does the gritty on the StatCast. That's StatCast 3D there. Wow.
That's a big league move right there.
Let's watch him again. Have you done the gritty yet, John?
No, I haven't had the pleasure yet.
John Cameron Maben taught me how to do it.
I'm sure it's a wonderful sight.
It's nice, yeah. Not quite Jamar Chase, but acceptable.
There are some things that you just don't need to see. That might be one of them.
And if you see him, you can't unsee him. Meredith, can you do the gritty?
I'm sure I could. I think the better question is, do I want to?
All right, do you want to?
I do not.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Pre-game on Saturday. Let's all do it on the field.
TikTok. We can do a TikTok.
Yes.
I think that's what we need to do.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
I've never seen John more excited.
Just let me know what time that's going to be, okay?
So here's Rizzo, first and third. And a strike. Fly ball into left center. And right there is a Rosarena for the final out. Yankees get a run. 1 hit, 2 out. Well, thank you, Bob. Cadillac game summary. 4-4-1 for the Yankees, and Nestor Cortes pitching a 1-hitter through 6. Cortes, 6 innings, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Yarborough pitched well until that 6. 5 1/3, 2 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Judge, 1 for 3, a ribby, a run, a stolen base, and a walk. And Andujar, RBI yesterday and RBI today. And there's a strike to Ramirez. What makes the performance of Cortes all the more impressive? There are no secrets anymore. So he's been good since the beginning of last year. Everybody knows what he throws. Everybody knows how he pitches. Everybody knows what he's going to do in certain situations, and they don't hit him. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he's really made a good in-game adjustment in this one. I mentioned the first couple innings pitching behind in the count a lot. Ever since the third, he's been ahead here 1-2.
Grounded up the middle. What
really jumps out to me, Michael, about Cortes is the way he elevates his fastball at 93 miles an hour, pitches to the top part of the zone. I mean, this would have been a guy back in the day where you'd be preaching down, down and away, down, get ground balls, and now he's able to elevate with the fastball to keep hitters honest.
And here is a Rosarena. And there's a strike. Rosarena 0 for 2. Everybody in the lineup's 0 for something. Ramirez is 1 for 3. That's the only hit. A 1-out single to right, a bloop single to right. That's the only hit against Cortes. 2 other base runners, a walk and a runner reached on a throwing error by Kiner-Falefa.
Good pitch there, doesn't get the strike. Been a couple of pitches here in this inning. But Cortes didn't get the benefit of a call.
And doesn't get that call.
You watch those 3 pitches, it kind of sums up Nestor Cortes. A backdoor cutter for a strike, then a fastball down and away that was a strike, wasn't called, and then a pitch up in the zone.
Popped up. It is a long run for Andujar. He gets there and makes the play. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
I guess my point, Michael, is that you talked about the league knows how he's going to pitch now, but as a hitter, you have to go up there covering 4 different zones, up in the zone, down and away, and then that cutter is always in the back of your mind that is he going to run it in on my hands? Is he going to backdoor it?
And baseball, I mean, you'd have to say, the way teams are run, they're so much smarter. And 2 teams, including the Yankees, released them. Popped up. I mean, the Baltimore Orioles, they kind of need pitching, released them. And that gave them the chance to come back to the Yankees. They drafted him originally. But when he was drafted, this was not the pitcher that he was. High pop-up, up around the catwalks. It's out of play. One-two. Oh, just missed. Cortes took 3 steps toward the Yankee dugout.
Home plate umpire is not happy. We'll take another look. I think he came around the plate. Trevino with a good frame trying to get the call.
Three and 2. I thought he had that one. Four nothing Yankees. Foul back. .85 pitches for Cortes. 2 outs into the 7th. And the pitch. Grounded foul. Margot robbed of a hit. Diving play by Andujar in the first, fouled out to Rizzo in the fourth. Now Cortez taking too much time. That one's driven into right center field. On the run is Judge, and he can't make the play. It's off his glove as Margot reaches second.
Really good at bat from Margot there. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches and smokes this ball into right center field. Aaron Judge with a good jump, gliding after it just off of the tip of his glove.
Watch it on Super Shot. Didn't quite ever go in the glove, just off the side. Now Margot will get himself a double. Only the second hit allowed by Cortez. That brings Matt Blake, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Castro getting ready. And Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, is going to go and break this up. Although very respectful of their space, kind of right on the outskirts, the periphery. So here is Paredes. There's a strike.
A good visit by pitching coach Matt Blake right there. You give Cortez a little bit of a break. You give your bullpen some time to get going. And after that long battle with Margot, Cortez right back at it.
Nobody could get to that foul ball. The count 1-2 on Isaac Paredes. First game of this 4-game tilt. Rays trying to close the gap on the Yankees. Yankees trying to create more space between these two teams, first and second place. That hit the bat, a foul ball. And the 1-2. Grounded to Glaber. And that'll do it here in the 7th. No runs a hit. One man left. We go to the 8th. Out the T-Mobile coverage cam. Coverage cam had this pitch to get this final out. Now, every pitcher has to have their hand checked when they walk off. This was more than a hand check, though. He's probably saying to Paul Emmel, listen, I shouldn't have done that. You don't need to make enemies of umpires. That was a smart move by Cortez. And now they go over why it's all working. I think O'Neill ever had those conversations. Listen, I shouldn't have acted like that. I'm really sorry.
No. I just remember telling the umpires before he came up to the plate, don't let this guy get in your head.
Oh, right back at Garza. Gloves it and flips it for the first out.
Rosa says he's all right. A hot shot by Gleyber Torres right back up the middle. Knock it down.
Number 41, Jeff Henry.
And Duhar right back to Garza. And a little jump shot to first base, 2 away.
Number 13, Joey Bennett.
Fouled straight back here. Gallo 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, riding a 1 for 24. Oh, 2.
A lot of opposing pitchers pitching Gallo up in the zone, staying away from that down and in spot.
Broken bat, Looper. Paredes is there, and the Yankees go down in order in the 8th. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 4-0 Bombers. And Zunino swings and misses. Yankees up 4-0. Cortez has allowed just 2 hits. Oh, 2. Standing on the mound, not even stepping off the rubber for the most part, throwing strikes.
Thought maybe after that 7th inning that might have been it for Cortez. Aaron Boone trying to steal some outs here in the 8th inning, quickly ahead of Zunino.
Out toward Gallo, and he'll make the play for the first out. Time for the Allstate Mayhem moment.
Well, the bottom of the 6th inning, Yandy Diaz up at the plate, shatters his bat. 6-4-3, and the sweet pick on the back end by Anthony Rizzo.
Here's Taylor Walls. And a strike. Rays are not a great offensive team, and you can see what he's doing. He's just throwing strikes. He's pitched into the 8th inning in 3 of his last 4 starts. Never before in his first 21 career starts did he get into this inning. Count 0-2.
The best deal in mobile. Get unlimited for only $29.99. Visit SpectrumMobile.com.
Always worried about a little bit of a letdown when you have a 7th inning where you got to work your way out of a little trouble and then you come back out for the 8th. But this guy just, nothing seems to bother him. He talks to people in the dugout. He's just like not a care in the world. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Messing around either. Fastball pretty much middle.
Looks even better in super shot. His starts now have become appointment viewing, and not just by Yankee fans. When he's starting, people around Big League Baseball are checking out, can he do it again? He keeps doing it. There's the line drive to left field, as Brujan picks up a 2-out single, the 3rd hit by the Rays. Let's take a look at the bullpen budget. Holmes probably not available. Litke not available. He doesn't like to go 3 in a row. Aaron Boone. I think they'd like to stay away from Peralta. He doesn't like to go 3 out of 4, but everybody else is right there. They just called up Manny Banuelos and also David McKay yesterday. Pitch to Diaz is high. One and one. Missed inside, 2 and 1. Well, you can tell the trust that the Yankees have in him. I mean, the Yankees are very careful with their starters. They don't even like to have them face people 3 times. This is the 4th time he's facing Diaz. High fly ball, deep left field, and Duhar back, still back, and he's there to make the play. 8 innings of 3-hit shutout ball by that guy, Nestor Cortez. Yankees lead 4-0.
Studio team will have highlights, analysis, and complete player reaction. Plus Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame.
Well, between innings, that's the job well done.
No, that's a can you keep going? And
wow.
He's like, yeah, I got you.
Surprised?
Yes. But I think that bullpen budget that we just showed.
Base hit by Kiner-Falefa.
Might be coming into play with Aaron Boone and his decision making.
Well, right now without Chapman, he's on the IL. The closer is Holmes. He's pitched 2 games in a row, so he's not available. And so Cortez going for a complete game.
I love the reaction too. We didn't even flinch. He's like, yeah, okay, I'm fine. Let's keep going.
Now he also will have an extra day of rest for his next start because Monday is an off day. Get some hydration, ready to go. Grounded to short, backhanded on the short hop. Moving to second is Kiner-Falefa as Trevino is retired.
Did I just see a hit and run? We're bringing it back old school, huh? Aaron Boone,
Yep.
Kiner-Falefa on the move. Love it.
Well, Kevin Cash going to take the ball from Garza. Yankees have a runner at second. We're here in the 9th. They're up 4-0 as the Rays go to the pen. Game where you can make real-time predictions like what will happen in the next half inning or the result of the next at bat while you're streaming the Yankees game on your mobile device or tablet. Place actions for free, earn coins, and climb the leaderboard for a chance to win prizes 3 times per game. Yes, pick and play live now. Brooks Raley will come on, try to get out of this jam in the 9th inning. And he deals outside. Raley pitching with a heavy heart. He actually, as a child, attended a school in Texas where the horrific shooting took place. There's a strike.
Really tough on left-handed hitters. Lefty's only 1 for 14 against him this year.
Three and one on Matt Carpenter. If you joined us late, Yankees signed Carpenter today. He had an opt-out in his AAA contract with the Texas Rangers, and he'd been hitting very well there. And he was not in the original lineup, but that original lineup was changed about a half hour before the game. Aaron Hicks, tightness in his hamstring. There's a strike. And Carpenter on base for the second time.
Number 14, Marwin Gonzalez.
All right, let's take a look at the hit that broke up the no-hitter off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez. Exit velocity presented by Spectrum Mobile. Go to SpectrumMobile.com today. And the pitching's been so dominant, John. 100 miles per hour is the hardest hit ball all night. Kanafalefa deked off of second like he was going to go, then stop. Inside, crowd of 14,610 here at the Trop for the first game of this 4-game set. IKF at second. Carpenter is at first. Three and 0. And on deck is Aaron Judge. There's a strike, 3 and 1.
Marwin Gonzalez knows the deal. Aaron Judge is waiting on deck. Really doesn't want any part of him, so he's probably going to come right at Gonzalez here with a 3-1 fastball. Veteran hitter picks a side of the plate, in or out. Hunt that fastball.
Ball 4, and that'll load the bases, and now they have to face Judge, and no place to put him. The Yankees could really break this open.
Mike Zunino out there trying to talk to his left-hander about how to go about pitching Aaron Judge. As we take a look at the base runners. The way Aaron has been locked in all year and not expanding out of the strike zone, I don't know how to pitch him. He stands so far off the plate that anything you try to throw inside, you're not going to get a strike called. So you have to go out over the plate, just try to keep the ball down and take your chances. You try to pitch him in, he's so far off the plate, you're just not going to get strikes called in there.
3 infielders on the left side. Ray's looking for the double play. Bases loaded with the Yankees. Driven out into right center field. On the run is Brujan. He makes the play. Tagging is kind of Falefa. He'll score. Moving to third is Carpenter. It's a sac fly for Judge, and it's a 5-0 Yankee lead.
Well, obviously, every time Aaron Judge is up at the plate, you're thinking long ball, but this is just a good situational hitting at bat. Make sure you get the ball up in the air. Worst case scenario, it's a sacrifice fly and an RBI, as Brujan almost overran that.
Brujan is an infielder by trade. We're using him in the outfield. And here's the lefty Rizzo against the lefty Raley. First and third. Missed outside. Waved at that one, did Rizzo. And the count 1-1. So Nestor Cortez is going to try to do something that is really, really rare these days. Pitch a complete game. Two and one. Well, the Yankees have stepped up with the bullpen in the state it's in. Cole gave them 8 innings. Tyone and Severino in the doubleheader on Sunday each gave them 7 innings. Line drive, it's a base hit down the right field line. Carpenter scores. Gonzalez will go to third. Rizzo's at second with an RBI double. The ball gets away as Gonzalez will score and the Yankees have broken this open. 7-0.
A lot of good news all the way around. First, Anthony Rizzo hanging in there against the lefty. The breaking ball is elevated and he just hammers it down the right field line. The throw to second base is going to catch a piece of Anthony Rizzo, and that's going to allow Gonzalez to get a little gift and score another run.
And Torres fouls it back. 7-0 Yanks. So an RBI double. And the second run scores on what I assume will be an E9. Well, we told you the Rays have struggled defensively this year. And they've got 2 more errors tonight. And that's 29 on the season. They came in tied for 9th in the big leagues with 27 errors. One and 2 on Glaber. Glaber is 0 for 4 tonight. Grounded to short. Walls picks it, and that will do it. But the Yankees had 3 runs here in the 9th. Cortez coming out for the complete game. Nestor Cortez, 3 hits, no runs. And he is attempting to get 27 outs all on his own. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Rays order against the Yankee left-hander. Here's Franco. 1-0. One.
You can see that pitch count at 106. Previously, the season high was 103. He's going to blow right past that.
Wandy Peralta is getting ready. You figure this is batter to batter. And that might knock him out of the game. A base hit to right field in front of Gallo as Franco leads off with a single. And that will do it. Four hits. The runner at first, his responsibility. Starting a big series against a division rival, throwing up 8 zeros. Boone has not made the signal yet, but he's not out there to gossip. He usually makes the pitching change.
Interesting. There it is. Every time he takes the ball, it's just more impressive than the time before.
And the Yankee-heavy crowd here at Tropicana Field gives him a standing ovation. I'll tell you what, well-deserved. Kitchen, cooking for celebrities like Oprah and Michael Jordan. Stream the full episode exclusively on the S app. Eight innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and all those pitchers around him, they know how tough it is to do what he just did and what he's been doing every single start. As John said, even the best pitchers have a clunker, and he hasn't had a clunker yet.
It's the greatest job in baseball, the starting pitcher who goes out there and can dominate. You break it down with your rotation mates, and then you have 4 or 5 days in between starts looking forward to the next one.
Peralta gives up a hard line drive to center field off the bat of Ramirez, and it's first and second, nobody out for the Rays.
We talked about Ramirez. He's a line drive hitter, sprays the ball all over the field. That's a rocket right back up the middle. It looked like a first pitch changeup for Peralta.
And a balk.
We'll take a look. Yep, he started his motion and then stopped.
Swing and a miss.
Well, obviously you feel good about a 7-0 lead, but no outs here in the 9th inning. So now the bullpen is seeing some more activity, which is the last thing Aaron Boone wanted to do. Michael King.
Now, do you think that he sent Cortez out to get all 3 outs? Because that would have probably pushed the pitch count to about 120. Or was it just batter to batter? See what he could squeeze out.
I think the expectation was if he's going to finish this thing up.
Well, Meredith will find out on the post game. We'll hear from Boone. Franco is at third, Ramirez at second. Yankees lead 7-0, bottom of the 9th. Of course, the infield is back. They just want an out right here. They'll give up that run. Bat goes flying as Arena strikes out for the first out.
You know, Peralta can throw that changeup off of a changeup and take even more off his off-speed pitches. Rosarena way out in front. Bat goes flying.
So here's Manuel Margot. Grounded to first. Nice snare there by Rizzo. Nobody covering. So a run scores. There's a shutout. It's 7-1 as Margot picks up an RBI and a hit. Peralta was just a spectator.
All the good vibes through 8 innings with Nestor Cortez out there, and you're just looking for outs here. Peralta, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, a ground ball to the right side. Your first reaction has to be to go cover first base. He gets caught in between.
Well, that run goes on Cortez ledger. Now these runners belong to Peralta, but this is just bookkeeping. Yankees want to end this game as Paredes takes a ball 1-0.
We talked so much before the game. This is the first time these two teams have seen each other this year. We talked about the history the last couple of years. I guess the scouting report on the Rays was pretty accurate, right? Struggled defensively. There's been some gifts tonight that the Yankees have taken advantage of. Hot, cold lineup. 6 hits for both clubs tonight. The Rays are built around their pitching, and the Yankees have clipped them for 7 runs. So far, so good to this first game.
The 2-0 is not made. Throw to first. I mean, Boone has to sit there and play this out. Paredes gets on. All of a sudden, he's starting to sweat him a little bit. I'm sure he's sweating right now. More perspiration as the count goes to 3-0. So from a game where you're going to have a clean bullpen for the next 3 days, and now you've got Peralta in there, you might have to go to King. There's a strike. Now 3-2. First and third, 1 man out, bottom of the 9th, 1 run in. Yankees lead 7-1. Trying to close it out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Three-two. Even if they don't use King, this is what in manager parlance, well, they got him hot.
Yep.
It's close to an appearance. Three-two. Grounded to third. There's one. On to first. Not in time. Ramirez scores. Paredes gets an RBI on the fielder's choice. But the Yankees pick up 1 more out, 1 more to go. Then I'll leave it up to Zunino. 7-2 Yankees over the Rays. There's a ground ball to third. This should do it. Gonzalez across the diamond, and the Yankees win 7-2. In the ninth, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 man left. Yankees take the first game of this 4-game set. Judge picks up a couple of ribbies, but the story of this game, well, the story of this game is obviously Nestor Cortes.
Nestor Cortes continuing to do what he's done all year long. The Yankees able to put 7 runs up on the board, took advantage of some sloppy Rays play, and these two teams are going to see each other an awful lot here over the next couple of weeks. So a good night for manager Aaron Boone and his ball club.
8-11 last year against Tampa Bay, so they start off the season series with a victory here at the Trop. 7-6-1, leading to 6-2. Yankees win. We'll come back post-game after that.